everyone, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Hannah, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you something that I've been working on in secret for a couple months, and I'm so excited to finally share it with you, which is my brand new cozy savings box game called Bookshop Box Game. I have fallen in love with reading ever since I started back in November, and I haven't seen a book themed box game anywhere in the community, so I thought I would make one. And it's been a while since I've made a box game, honestly. If you're somebody who loves reading books, somebody who loves box games, or if you're just curious and passing by, this video is definitely for you. Before we get started with the video, I would really appreciate it if you guys could like this video and consider subscribing to my channel to join my little family here on YouTube. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Hi everybody, and happy launch day. In this video, we are going to be covering a lot of things, so everything will be timestamped down in the description below, just in case you guys want to refer to this video in the future, or if you just want to skip around. But we're gonna go ahead and get started with unboxing what comes in your purchase. So just a few details about this game. As a thank you for you guys being here today, this game will be 50% off for the first week. So if you guys are interested in grabbing this game for yourself, it would be a great time to do so. And also, I have posted some freebies in my Ko-fi, which are mini challenges that are Bookshop Box Game themed. So if you guys are interested in making that a part of your mini Monday or your freebie Friday or anything really, that is there for you to have. And let's go ahead and jump into the first thing that you're going to get in your purchase, which is going to be these couple of pages, and I'll just talk about them briefly. So this first page is just going to have a little bit of a blurb about the game and some printing recommendations and setting up the game. So Bookshop Box Game, it says, welcome to your very own bookstore where you will sell customers their favorite books, recommend new genres, and help bookworms complete their wish list. So that's basically the gist of the game. For the printing recommendations, I would highly recommend printing this in best quality settings and printing it on cardstock if you can, and laminating the game pieces. However, that's all optional if you don't want to. I did do a test print between best and normal quality, and there is a little bit of a difference in color. So if you want the colors to be as true to what they're supposed to be, I would highly recommend best quality, but then again, optional. And then the next thing we have here is setting up the game, which we will revisit later on when we set up our binder. Let's go on to the second page here, which just tells you how to play. This game is really simple. It literally has 3 steps, which is selling books, updating the customer wish list, and restocking. And this here at the bottom basically just tells you how you complete the game. We will revisit this area again when we do our playthrough, but just a little bit of an insight as to how to complete the game. So it says, to finish the game, help each customer finish their wish list. And once you finish a wish list, you may choose to remove the customer's cards or clear their wish list to keep playing. So if you guys have been with me since my At the Mall days, you guys know that At the Mall had an option to have like an end goal and also an option to just play endlessly. So this game has that as well. So it really just depends on how you guys want to play, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. The next thing that you're going to be getting is this cute little game board. So this is just kind of where everything happens, and this little game board is so adorable. It came out so well. So we have kind of a cozy local bookshop situation going on. We have our coffee stand here, we have books everywhere, and this cute little orange kitty. I love cats. If you guys know, I love cats. But yeah, this is going to be where you're going to be putting a lot of your game pieces, and we'll see that later on when we do our setup and gameplay. The next thing that you're going to be getting is basically the core of the game itself, which I decided to package up in this cute little mesh bag, and I'm so excited to crack into this. Okay, so the first thing we have here are the pricing cards. So it'll basically tell you how much each genre will cost. So let's go ahead and open this. I'm struggling. Okay, there we go. So I decided not to laminate this because I will explain later why I didn't. So for the pricing cards, we have them in different colors. So we have purple, kind of like a blue-green, teal situation, yellow, and pink. So that's what we have for the pricing card. The next thing that we have here is basically the bread and butter of this game, which are the book cards. So for volume 1, we have 4 different genres. We have romance, fantasy, mystery, and horror. And each genre will have 9 books. So we have 36 books in total. Yeah, 9 times 4, 36, I think. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But each of these titles are unique, and if there happens to be kind of like the same title or something with another book, that is totally a coincidence. But we have different titles. So for example, for fantasy, we have Ghost Kingdoms, Beneath the Glass Sea, Briarstone, so on and so forth. And that's just so fun. I love how it turned out. It's so beautiful. And we have here the romance novels. So 9 of those, and as well the horror novels, which we also have 9 of. The next thing that we have here is the wish list cards. So the customer wish list cards. There are a total of 8 customers for volume 1, so 2 per genre. So for romance, we have Ella and Stacy. I just knocked over my cards. We have Ella and Stacy. For mystery, we have Quinn and Caleb. For fantasy, we have Maddie and Steve. And finally, for horror, we have Noah and Aaron. And each one of them will have kind of basically their TBR or their to be read list. And to finish the game, you would need to have all of these completed for each one of the customers. So let me find a spot for them right there. And each customer will also have their matching customer cards. So let's crack into this and see what this is all about. Alright, so the customer cards will have these little icons here, which will symbolize what they want to buy whenever they come into the store. So as an example, Stacy wants to buy a romance book, and there's like this mystery gray book, which means she will take any book from any genre. She does not care. She wants a recommendation from you because she's trying to explore other genres. So each one of them will kind of have their own unique. Some will buy 3, some will buy 2. And I don't think anybody just buys 1. Yeah. I think they all buy at least 2. So let me just find a spot for that. Okay, so the next part is kind of something that I really wanted to add onto this game, because with At the Mall, I didn't have any kind of binder decor stuff until way later on. Like, I only launched the game pieces and what you needed to play the game. But for this one, I wanted to make sure that you guys had stuff to make your binders look cute and cozy. So the first thing we have here are 2 dashboard options. Let me just open this up so you guys can see. And these are basically just snippets of the game board. And I just ripped the plastic. Okay, we're just gonna rip it. So the first one is going to be kind of like the front entrance of the game board, which this one is the one that I'm gonna be using. And we have kind of like the coffee stand and the book sale here. So those are super cute. You guys can use it however you like. And you can even like cut this out, trim it so that it can fit on the sleeve of the binder. But yeah, super cute. I'm running out of space. Okay, and the final thing that you're going to be getting is these A6 dashboards. So we have dashboards for each one of the genres. So we have romance, fantasy, horror, and mysteries. That's super exciting because then it's really easy to organize everything. So this is basically what you're going to be getting for your purchase. So currently 50% off on my Etsy shop if you guys are interested. And I really wanted to make a game that was just as fun as At the Mall, but didn't have a lot of cutting and preparing and laminating. If you guys bought any of my At the Mall stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness, it was a lot of prep. But this is just as fun, I promise. So let's go ahead and get the binder set up. Alrighty, so for my binder, I'm going to be using this kind of light green binder. I think it's going to go really well with this dashboard specifically. So that's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to kind of move some stuff around here for a sec. So let's go ahead and add this dashboard. Actually, I'm going to add these envelopes first. Like so. There we go. And like I said, you guys can trim this if you want to and just kind of stick it here so like the little book sale will kind of pop out. But I don't know, I might do that actually. That's kind of a cute idea. And then I'm just going to be adding some random paper clips here just to kind of make this not so bare. I'm thinking maybe a flower and a cactus because I think that, you know, just plants in general kind of make things look kind of cozy. So that's my thinking behind it, at least. And if I manage to scrounge up other decor that I think would go well in this binder, I'll probably just add it at some point. But yeah, setup was pretty easy for this binder. And next we're going to be setting up the actual game itself, and we will be referring to our sheet here as to how to do so. So let me just move some stuff out of the way. So the first thing that we have here for setting up the game is we're going to sort the wish list cards, which are these big cards here, the A6 size, into their respective envelopes. So I'm going to open this back up and probably move some stuff around. So each envelope basically will have 2 people in them. So we're going to do Ella and Stacy into the romance, and then Maddie and Steve into the fantasy, Quinn and Caleb into horror, and Noah and Aaron into mystery. So that is step 1 done. The next thing is we're going to shuffle the customer and book cards and place them face down in their respective decks. So these are your book cards, and I would strongly urge you guys to shuffle this as best as you can, just because sometimes when I did the test game for this one, I was drawing like this same genre 6 times in a row. So definitely give this a good shuffle. And even if that happens, it's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of, you're going to need to strategize a little bit more as to how you want to proceed with the game, but it's not like a game breaker or anything. So we'll go with that for now. Face down, and then we're going to take our customer cards here and we're going to do the same. And since these are double-sided, single-sided, I made them different sizes so that it's easy to identify which deck is what. So I think that's a pretty good shuffle. So the next thing we have here is we're going to take the pricing card and we're going to decide on the price of each genre. So I'm going to go with this teal looking card, and there are a few ways for you to decide what prices you want to do. Option number 1 is you can just decide off the top of your head. I do put a suggestion down here that if you have a $50 budget, I would keep the book prices between $1 and $3. So you can create like whatever you want, but make sure that it's reasonable. So if you have a $50 budget, don't put like a $10 book. Otherwise, you're probably going to just have like 2 rounds and the game is over. And one cool thing that I did with this game versus at the mall is with at the mall, I did $1, $2, and $3, which kind of phased out the people, unintentionally, by the way, phased out the people who work in other currencies with higher denominations. For example, if you're somebody who works with like yen or pesos, something like that, the 1, 2, 3 just wasn't working for you guys. But for this one, everything is custom. So you guys can assign whatever amount that you want. And then option number 2 is you can roll a die to determine what the prices will be. So in my case, I'm going to roll this 4-sided die here, and I'm probably going to ignore the $4 since I'll only be playing with $50. So I want to make sure that the prices are okay. So we'll do that in a little bit. And then also for this game, you can choose to just decide the price one time, and that's what you're going to be playing with. Or you can change it up every week, which is what I'm going to be doing because you guys know that I love a little bit of chaos in my life. So we're going to be changing this up every week. And if you're somebody who doesn't have a laminator or doesn't want to laminate, period, that's totally fine. On my Ko-fi, I posted this sheet full of pricing cards that you guys can just print and cut out. So once you play, like say week 1, you play this game, you decide the prices, you can throw this in the trash and then you'll just replace it with another card. And you can just do that over and over until you finish the game. But yeah, so let's go ahead and decide our prices. I'm going to use probably one of these Sharpies here, and I'm going to roll for mine. I know this is really hard to see. Sorry, guys. You just have to believe me when I tell you what number it is. So we're going to do $1 for our mystery book. So 1. And then, oops, $3 for romance. $2 for horror, and then $4. I'm gonna re-roll because I don't want to do any $4. So $3 for fantasy. Oh my goodness, we got 2 books that are $3. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of our reference that will go in the top corner. All right, So next up, we are actually going to take out our game mat here. Just do a little bit of rearranging. I'm going to put these books probably up here. And we're going to take out our game mat. And going back to the reference here, we are going to be drawing 6 books from the book deck, and we're going to place them on our game mat. And this will be our starting stock. Hoping that I actually mixed everything up decently. So we have a horror novel, They Were Here, Love Online, which is a romance. We have another romance novel, which is A Proposal in Practice, The Quiet Room, Love on a Layover. I'm starting to think I didn't travel this that well. And Ravens and Roses, which is a fantasy novel. So we have 2 horror, 3 romance, 1 fantasy, and no mystery. So I'm hoping we don't get a mystery customer first. But let's go ahead and go over to the second page, and we are going to go ahead and try and play this game. So the first thing we have here is we're going to sell books. So we're going to draw a customer card and look at what they want to buy. We're going to try and fulfill that customer's order by matching the books that we have in stock right here to the symbols in their card. So I'm hoping we don't get a mystery customer because we don't have any mystery books in stock. Okay, cool. So we have Stacy to begin with. So Stacy is a romance fan, and we do have romance books, which is amazing. So with the recommendations, you can choose to do another romance so that you can fulfill Stacy's wish list faster. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to be giving her 2 romance books. I know that she probably wants a different, genre, but we're on a mission here, Stacy. So I'm going to take out Stacy's card real quick. And we're going to go ahead and give her A Proposal in Practice. Sounds like an interesting book. And Love Online. So we're going to refer to our card here to see how much she has to pay, which is $6. So we're going to do $5.06. And that is going to be going into our envelope here. So $6, and we have to remember to mark off her wish list. So we have Love Online, mark that off, and then A Proposal in Practice. So once you sell the book to the customer, what we're going to be doing is we're going to put this in a little discard pile. And I think I'm just going to put my discard pile in my cash tray, just so we have a little bit more room to work with. And same with this card, it's going to go to the discard pile. So we basically did the updating the customer wish list and selling the books. The next thing that we have here is we have restocking books. So there are a couple ways that you can do this. You can just restock the books as is, so draw from the top, or if you want to save more, you could pay $1 to restock a book. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. For me personally, I'm just going to restock the book because we only have $50. So we have The Velvet Siege and The Static Man, still no mystery books, and 1 romance book. So we'll see who our next customer is. Okay, we have Maddie. That's totally fine. So Maddie wants 2 fantasy books, which we do have in stock, which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and take out Maddie's card real quick. We're obviously going to give her The Velvet Siege and The Ravens and Roses. $3 each again. Okay, so $5 and $6 for Maddie. Thank you so much for shopping with us. These books are just expensive AF. So let's see. Velvet Siege and Ravens and Roses, and it's going to be super easy to fill these wish lists at the very beginning, but as the game goes on, you're going to need a little bit more strategy to get people what they want. So we have Maddie. She'll go back in our binder, and then her card is going to go in the discard pile. We're going to go ahead and restock, and hopefully we get some mystery novels, because I know that there's a mystery person that's going to be coming. So we have Accidentally Yours, which is a romance, and finally got our mystery novel. So A Liar's Best Friend. Let's go ahead and welcome in our next customer, which is Caleb. Oh my goodness, Caleb is rich. He's buying 3 books. All right, so we only have 1 mystery book in stock, and let me tell you guys what's going to happen if that's the case. So first, we're going to give Caleb 1 mystery book because that is all we have, and then he wants 1 random recommendation, which we have more of the horror novels, so I'm going to just give him a horror novel. So what happens here is that if we only have 1 of, say, 2 of what he wants, we can only give him that one. If he doesn't get 2 mystery novels, he'll only want 1. And then plus the recommendation. So he's going to be paying $1 for the mystery book and $2 for the horror novel. So $3 in total. 1, 2, and 3. And let me just find Caleb here. I'm gonna put the money in here. Or maybe I should leave the money out for now. So I put the wrong people in the wrong envelopes. Okay, so we have Caleb. So we'll only be able to mark off A Liar's Best Friend for Caleb, unfortunately. And the Static Man will basically be ignored in terms of the wish list. So that is it for Caleb. Let's go ahead and put this into our discard. And we're gonna restock again. So we have The Familiar Lie and The Midnight Call. Now we're getting hella mystery novels, but we have no fantasy novels. I'm stressing out a little bit. Okay, so next up we have Aaron, who wants 3 horror novels. We only have 2, so it's going to be the same deal. We'll give him the 2 that we have right now, and that's going to cost him $4 in total. So let's see. Horror, we'll do $4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And actually, I'm just going to leave the money out here because I know that we'll probably need the stuff again. So Aaron, you have They Were Here, just such a creepy title, by the way, and The Quiet Room. So we'll put this in our discard. And let's go ahead and restock again. So we have The Hallway. These titles are so creepy. Okay, so The Hallway and The Wedding Weekend. We are down to a lot of romance novels, some mystery, horror, and no fantasy. And I am scared right now because, let's see, we haven't had, we had Maddie as a fantasy customer, but I think the other guy is coming, so no. We don't have any fantasy novels for Steve. Sorry, Steve, we don't have any. We ran out. But he will take 2 recommendations though. So I think I'm going to give him, since I have multiples of the romance and the mystery, I'll give him a romance and a mystery. I want to keep at least one of each genre available just in case. So we can't work on his wish list, unfortunately, because we don't have any fantasy books. But we do have $1 for the mystery and $3 for romance. 1, 2, 3, $4 for Steve. Let me see. Fantasy, and then yeah, we don't get to update his wish list. Kind of sad, but that's okay. All right, let's go ahead and restock. We have The Valentine Dare and Bloodline Cottage. Okay, so let's see who we are welcoming in next. Quinn. Hi, Quinn. So we only have the mystery book. This is not going in our favor, you guys, but honestly, that's part of the game. That's what makes it fun, is the kind of mystery of whether you're going to be getting the right books. So we'll do The Familiar Lie with Quinn. She doesn't want any recommendation. She's a diehard mystery fan, which is totally fine. I have my favorite genre of books and I kind of tend not to stray away from it, but I'm open to recommendations. But she just wants the mystery book, so we'll give her The Familiar Lie, which costs $1. So we'll put $1 in the mystery, and then we'll mark off The Familiar Lie. All right, moving on. Let's go ahead and restock our 1 book. We finally get a fantasy novel. A little too late, but that's fine. Okay, so next customer we have Noah. So he wants a horror novel and a mystery. So we'll do The Hallway. And I'm going to give him a romance book just because we have too many. So The Hallway is going to cost him $2. 1, 2. And let's find him. Horror, right here. And Noah. All right, Noah. We can cross off The Hallway from your TBR. And we'll put this back. Let's go ahead and restock. We have The Bookshop Crush and The Blind Date. Oh my goodness, what is up with all these romance novels? What the heck? Okay, so we have Ella. So it works out, I guess. So Ella wants 2 romance books and 1 recommendation. So we're gonna take advantage of the fact that we have like a bazillion romance novels, and we'll give her 3 romance. So the Bookshop Crush, Love on a Layover, and The Blind Date, 2 knockoff 3 of her wish list items. Let me just see how much. Oh my goodness, I forgot that the freaking romance books were $3. What the heck? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we still have enough, which is good. By the way, I did $50, so $50 will get you a decent gameplay if you keep your prices kind of low. And let's see here. So I have Ella. Yes, I want Ella. So we're going to put $9 into the romance, and then we're going to cross off 3 of her wish list items. The first one being The Blind Date, Love on a Layover, and The Bookshop Crush. There we go. And that is going to be it for Ella. Thank you so much for coming by. Okay, so let's restock again. Let me see how much money I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, $15 left. Okay, maybe next time I'll do $4 too on here. But that's the beauty about being able to set your own prices, is that you can tweak it if it's too high, too low. So it just really depends on you guys. So let's go ahead and restock. So we have 2 mystery novels and a horror novel that we restocked. We are out of customer cards, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to take our customer cards and reshuffle them. And I know this is like the same day. Maybe they're coming back because they forgot something. I don't know. But let's go ahead and see who we have next. Okay, we have Maddie again. My goodness, Maddie, I don't think I was able to give you your 2 fantasy books last time. So I'll only give you Briarstone, because that's all I have, girl. Okay, so Briarstone is going to cost her $3. So let me just grab that. 1, 2, and 3. Let's see. Briarstone. We're making progress on Maddie's wish list. Nice. And we're going to go ahead and put that in the discard. All right, next we have Frostgate, which is a fantasy novel. And we have Caleb. So we have 2 mysteries, which we do have, and we can recommend anything. So we'll do the 2 mystery that we have here, and I'm going to recommend a horror because I have 2 of those. So that is going to cost them $1, $2, and $4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let me just find the mystery. All right, so Caleb's card will have the Night Shift, Cold Case Club, and that's it for his thing because he doesn't have any horror on his wish list. So we'll do those. And I don't think we have much money left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I might do one more round for this, so let's go ahead and restock. So the Ash Crown, Crushes and Catastrophes, which is, by the way, my favorite book title out of this entire game, and The Last Alibi. So let's see who we have here. We have Noah. So he wants a horror novel and a recommendation. We only have the 1 horror novel, so I'm going to give him Crushes and Catastrophes. I know it's very far from horror, but you never know. So let's see. Oops. Not me dropping all the horror people. Okay, so we'll do $2 and $3, which is a total of $5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Noah. And then we'll cross off Follow Me. And we have 2 books out of his entire wish list so far. And we only have $3 more. I'm just going to be adding this to the last person, just kind of like as a donation or a discount, if you will. So I'm going to be adding it to the horror fund because I don't think I'm going to be able to pull another person off. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take these ones that I didn't get to use and put them in a pile, And these ones that I drew, I'm gonna kind of keep separate, if that makes sense, just so we're using up these cards before we're reshuffling everything in. That's basically the gist of the game, and we're gonna go ahead and do a little count to see how much each person got. I may have to kind of do this in a weird way because half of the money I put in the envelopes and the other half I didn't. So let's see how much everybody got. So for the romance fans, they have put together $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10. Just kidding, $15. Missed out on the 5 there. And then for the fantasy people, Steve didn't get anything for his wish list. I'm so sorry, Steve. We were a little out of stock with some things, but the fantasy crew here got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, $13. Next, we have the horror fans. I think they paid a lot of money today. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, $14 in horror. And then finally for mystery, let's see what Quinn and Caleb did. And we got a pretty decent amount for Caleb for his wish list. Quinn only got 1, which is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8 for mystery. I'm pretty happy with this fall. Alright, so that is a Bookshop Box Game. If you guys enjoyed this video, again, this game is available 50% off on my Etsy. The link will be down in the description below. And also pick up your freebies from Ko-fi and other freebies as well while you're there. And yeah, if you guys like this type of content, please let me know down in the comments below. And please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel as well. And I will see you in my next video. Happy budgeting. Bye!